So the day that we put into the Sandusky, I had intended to start at County Road 1 because 2.8 miles straight down County Road 1 I could put into the southbound flowing waters of the Little Scioto. But there just was not enough water there. So we meandered 8 or 9 miles over and put in at another bridge, which is usually par for course. And the water was floatable, but still really low. We ran into log jams almost immediately. The first ones weren't too bad. As odd as it sounds, it didn't really bother me a whole lot. It's really all par for course of being in places where most people don't go. The wildlife was amazing though, right from the start. We had bald eagles probably 5 minutes into the paddling. And the setting is just nice because it's a small river. The vegetation, the riparian zone comes right down to the banks. A lot of twists, a lot of turns, which I just love in rivers. I saw some turtles there that I had never seen before. I think they're soft-shelled turtles because they had a real pointy nose on them. And I Googled them later on when I got back, and that's my best guess. I mean, I didn't disturb it. I didn't try to pick it up out of the water. We did make about 18, 19 miles that day. Found a nice camping spot on the slope of a bank. Nice view over the river. And left no trace. No fires, no trash. And that's really how I try to always do things when I'm outdoors. I don't ever want anyone to be able to tell that I was there, even 5 minutes after I've left. Now the next day we put in, and that was even greater log jams. I mean, you could see that these things went on for a while. The log jams continued up by Tomochi. Was probably some of the biggest jams I have ever encountered. And I could see why people don't paddle this area. We ran into someone later on that when they asked us where we were and we told them, and he said, "You can't paddle by Tomochi." I said, "Yeah, no, we just jump log jam after log jam." But to me, I mean, that's just type 2 fun, you know. And we probably only got about 12.8 miles, but took out at a bridge, kind of in the same pattern as we dropped into the river. Just came up to a bridge, jumped into the trucks, and took off. So I made a conscious decision to watch the gauges a lot closer now that I had a comparison point on what the water levels were on Tiffin this day compared to what I wanted them to be at the next time we put into the river at this same spot where we had taken out. So after those 2 days on the river and realizing that I was going to connect the lake to the Ohio River again, I saw that GoPros were only like $200 for the Hero 8. So I went ahead and bought a GoPro because I figured the picture was worth 1,000 words. So I was looking forward to capturing that footage and reliving the adventure every now and then. So I watched the gauges for several days as the first week of August passed. And on August 11th, the rain stopped, the water started dropping, so we put into the river. The gauge for Tiffin, Ohio on the Sandusky River was 3.89 feet, which was about 1,890 CFS. And I wanted to jump that wave of water as soon as it started falling. So that's exactly what we did. And we made it to that takeout in Tiffin so quick that I half-heartedly considered bypassing that takeout and staying further down the river. But we stopped there as planned. And from here on out, you'll see the GoPro footage from the river trip and not just the pics. All right, so Sandusky River. There's a heron that's right down there. Can you see him?
Yeah.
Like all that ruckus, he didn't even move. Wow, look at the watermarks on the trees over there. In just the when we have those heavy rains, Monday and today's Thursday, just in 3 days that much washed out. This thing goes up and down quick. There he goes. Uh-huh. Yeah, I tilted the camera up so I could catch him. It just keeps going downstream, downstream. Eventually he'll probably get sick of it and just figure out, hey, if I go behind him and get rid of him. Must be an old bridge that used to come across right here.
Obviously.
See that huge pillar there?
There's one on the other. So stop using a route or topography changes.
I wonder if that bridge down at 35 replaced it. So we're gonna stop and make a cup of coffee, grab a snack, and enjoy the morning. Yeah, that log comes all the way across there. I'd backpedal a little bit before you, so you can pick your spot. I think I'm gonna go over to the right of this down one, and it looks like a clean path through there. Just have to make the turn quick. That's what I'm taking. I mean, if you think you see something better over there, go ahead. You really got to push through this little bit of current right here though. So paddle hard, you won't get caught up in these branches over on the right. So that sign says Sandusky Scenic River. What is that? Mexico Bridge? That's at Route 9. About 3 miles up from when I stopped and made a cup of coffee. And about 45-50 minutes ago. This is kind of cool. That tree got threaded in between all those other trees. Pinched there by the water, so obviously the water had to be that high, 7 or 8 feet high. Just threaded in between there. That's not going to come out until it rots through or something. Yeah, so we'll shoot that small gap on the right and then just head straight to the bank so we see what's on the other side of it. You gotta really hit it, man. It's really trying to pull you into that tree. Oh yeah, we're clear once you get through here. Easy peasy. So up ahead is South Township Road 28. Probably 3 miles from where that other bridge was. Because I think we're at about 3 miles from the coffee break when we hit the other bridge. Now we're at 6 miles. Hit the 6 miles in an hour and 32 minutes. So nice to have water to paddle. Got a pretty decent flow. St. John's Access. Right before, what was it, County Road 6 or State Route 6? I don't know. No camping. Yeah, pretty good setup though. It's got nice steps and a slide for the kayaks. When you come around that bend though, that current's really strong when the water's high. So you've got to get far left early on or you'll shoot right past this. That is the bridge for 224. So let me kick over to Routy. All right, 6-4 then 15, 21, yeah, 22 miles. Yeah, that's about right. About the way I figured it on Google Earth. 6.7 miles in 1 hour 48 minutes. There's the river. There's a little canal down there. There's the boats. We just pulled up out of the river. And here's the Days Inn in Tiffin. So, I mean, how awesome is that? From the front porch, look right out at the river. It was like 22 miles in, I don't know, 7 hours or so with breaks and everything else. All right, what time is it?
6:45.
6:45, daylight, bouncing out of the hotel, back into the river, over to the dam. Walking down to BW3's last night. Cop pulled us over, asked us what we were doing, made sure we didn't have any warrants, gave us a ride up to BW3's. So that was nice. Right up here, there should be a low-head dam unless they've taken it out. I don't think they have because there's too much water for them to have taken it out. Ah, that's beautiful. Beautiful sky. So here's that dam. I saw it on Google Earth. You can hear the water falling. Try to go far left. Didn't see any kind of takeout instructions for it. Well, it's definitely a no-go on the left side. I'm gonna back paddle, get away from the dam a little bit, go over to the right side. Because there's just no way on this side. What? Yeah? Downtown Tiffin, Ohio. Oop, let me clean that off. Oh, flock of ducks. That's Mill Creek Restaurant, or Mill Restaurant, whatever the heck it was. The portage wasn't all that bad. A little bit of distance, but the restaurant wasn't open. Nobody gave us a hard time. Had to choose a path real quick. And I see a huge rock to my right, so I'm guessing that's not the way I want to go. So the waters that you're about to see are pretty epic, but what's not included in the video is going over to the right bank, taking out, walking ahead, and scouting that water. It's just a best practice. When you hear violent water, when in doubt, scout it out. Just go to the bank, walk ahead, see if that's water that you're comfortable going through. Or you can just portage around that rapid or whatever it might be. In this case, it was a partially demolished low-head dam. It's always a good practice. When you hear that violent water, the first time you hear it, that's your opportunity to go to bank and see exactly what you're about to get into. Oh boy, Ricky, here we go. Oh boy, yeah. Oh, good times. Whoa, what is that? Fishing line down there. This is North County Road 33. We're about 9.5 miles up from that second dam that we portaged around at the mill. And at 3 hours, including stopping 2 or 3 times to bail all the water out the canoes or out of the kayaks for the rapids that we hit. Took on all kinds of water. Stopped for a break. And this section up here looks really good to pull over and make a lunch. I think I might just do that. It's close to noon anyways. So this is kind of interesting. This is, we're right outside of Old Fort. And you can see those huge sandstone, probably blocks. If I go out and show you the picture from over here, it's hollow, so it wasn't a bridge. It had hollow walls and the trees grew up through it. See, isn't that weird? That's pretty cool. I don't know if it has any significance to the town that we're coming up to, Old Fort. I have to do some historical research. It's cool finding stuff like that though. So I haven't had the camera on because this is just constant still water. We're in between the dams down at Tiffin and up at Fremont. Past Old Fort, probably, I don't know, I'd say 6 miles by road south of Ballville, but a lot more miles by kayak just because of the twists and turns. Not a straight line, but scenery's been pretty. Some wildlife, but yeah, the still water is just a drag compared to having water pushing us for miles before that. But yeah, take the good with the bad. Fun little way to finish up the day. Going down to Wolf Creek campground right now. I think it's a couple miles down. I just wanted to check on Rick, see how he's doing. Looks like he did good. Probably shouldn't do too much of this backwards. But yeah, just made an online reservation and $20, good for the night. So I should be there, I don't know, 15-20 minutes or so, I'm guessing. That was fun, wasn't it?
I don't know. That wave came in sideways at me and almost flipped.
Did you have both hands on your paddle?
Yes,
That's why you didn't get flipped.
I was paddling my ass off.
Exactly. But you see what I'm saying? When you've got a paddle in the water, you've got resistance.
Yeah.
If you were just here, there's no paddle. I mean, that boat, look how easy that just goes right over. If you're paddling, you're basically, you got a triangle to prevent the force that's coming against you. It's tricky to rock around us right on time. It's tricky. It's tricky. Can I cut this first one? Yes, I can make that. Yeah. right. Drop, turn. Oh boy, turn. There we go. Get over here and make sure we get this move quick before we go further down. Come far right then, brake hard. Brake hard, come back over this way. There you go, nice. Relatively late start, 8 a.m. Guessing about 17 miles to the bay. Yeah, I shut off the camera real quick because I had to change route. That right side had a real hard sweep to the outside, and there was a down tree. Would have washed us right into. So we took the left side, but there's a lot of rollers there that turn you up on edge. Took on a little bit of water. Love my coffee cup. Seals completely. Doesn't spill. Alright, onward, upward. Definitely into the city now. The city of Fremont. Not a very big city though, from what it looked like on the map. A little bit of scenery. There's a lot of egrets here. The egrets outnumber the blue heron probably 6 to 1, at least from what we saw today. And farther south, I mean, we didn't see egrets at all. It was all blue herons. Still bald eagles. Just as I say this, I'm looking over in a tree and I see one up in the top of the tree. So there is 90, the last overpass as we head north up the Sandusky until it enters into the Muddy Creek Bay. About 11 o'clock. Been paddling probably 3 hours, I would guess. We got in after 8. I don't know, I have to consult the route team. The heron on the top of that tree. Standing there like a piece of the tree. So far up ahead is that bridge that goes over the Sandusky Bay. I think you can actually see some of the really high attractions at Cedar Point. It's the only thing I could think of is, seems to be 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 of them. But it seems like the place where Cedar Point would be. Won't know till I get miles closer. But going across Muddy Creek Bay, I don't know, it's probably 4 miles or better. And since we entered Sandusky Bay, where I'm at right now is 3.2 miles, and that's been in 51 minutes. So I'm trying to stay on track, just keep my nose pointed right at the edge of those woods, right by where those possible Cedar Point attractions are. I'm going to stop right there and then take a look at the distance over to the bridge decide whether that is actually Lake Erie in our conscience, or if we need to just push out so we're actually in the lake itself instead of part of the bay, which is what I think I'm going to do. That way there's no doubt that the route, when we finish it, will have been from Lake Erie down to the Ohio River. So as you look at this Rowdy app, this is the map for the very final push. It was about 9 miles or so. We did it in 3 hours. We had an afternoon to kill. So we came back. Rick had no interest in putting into that breaker wall where we took out. It was a real sketchy situation. Huge boulders, pretty steep with some rough waters. So we put in at a boat ramp that was right on the other side of that bridge, and went out through the rest of the bay, and then was actually able to cut in through a marina and go over to Marblehead, and we took out there at a little park that was on the shore. What did you say it was, like 40 degrees?
42 degrees.
42. What is this? Highway, County Road number 1. The last 8 miles of the Sandusky. So we'll do this 8 or 9 miles over to Route 128. That'll finish the northern flow route completely. Come back here, put the wheels on the kayak, roll down County Road number 1, 2.8 miles, put into the Little Scioto River, and begin the southbound journey. We 5 minutes in, and we had to get out for the first time and get over the over the shallows. It's gonna be a long day. A real shallow spot up here. Probably have to. Yep. Walk or scoot. It's probably floating on like 6 inches of water. But all it takes is for the elevation to change just a little bit. Or a rock. And you get held up. All in all though, I mean, how many times do we have to get out of the boat in these first 2 miles? Like 3 times?
How many miles?
I don't know. Let me pull up Rowdy. Alright, right now it's a mile, 1.7 miles.
Okay.
But yeah, slow go. It's like 57 minutes. That Rowdy app, wherever you take a picture, it puts it on your map at the end of the route, you know, like wherever you took it. So if you wanted to take a picture of something cool or a hazard or anything like that, it puts that right on the route that you paddled, you know, right in the position that you took it. Deer down there crossing. How many deer do you think that's been so far? Probably a dozen? Yeah, until the sun comes overhead, I'm not going to be able to see the bottom, find the channels. So there's the first bridge. What bridge is that? Yeah, I think it's 231. 1 of 4. Yeah, right before that bridge there was a high spot for probably, I don't know, 20, 30 yards. And it seems like the bottom has dropped down again a little bit. Yeah, another deer trail where they come down to drink right there on the right. I don't know if you go all the way left, you might be able to make it through this, dragging a little, but or you could just walk through the center of it. Yeah, I'm hung up on a big rock here. Oh, is that a kingfisher? Yeah, I think that is a kingfisher on that branch over there on the right. Pointed right at him. Yeah, I think so. Well, we knew today was going to be a suck fest. Low water, but when there's a high place in the river, it does create more water in between the next high place. So it's like paddle 9/10, scoot, or get out and pull for a 10th, put back in, go for another 9/10. Slow pace, but gotta take the good with the bad. And I can always just go do a stretch of river that's in between two dams with guaranteed water. Yeah, that's alright, but I like the connection with the flow of the water. So after we finished the 8 or 9 miles of the Sandusky River from County Road 1 to County Road 128, that completed the entire northbound portion of the L2R Central. Now we were going to put wheels under the kayaks, roll them down 2.8 miles to the Little Scioto River, which flowed southbound, and start the southbound journey, but there simply wasn't any water in the Little Scioto. So what we did was start a little farther south. We went down to Delaware and put the kayaks in there so that we can enjoy a day or two of paddling. I'm not going to go all the way to the left. I'm just going to try to hang this tight right. See if it actually carries me through or not. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it'll come through. I didn't feel like paddling all the way over to the left side of the river. You just got to kind of make a lot of turns. There's some sharp rights, but there's nothing to hit, nothing to worry about. Just don't let that current catch you sideways on that hairpin. Kind of fun in a way. Test your steering skills, like a little obstacle course. They're just like, hey dude, we're going to the other side of the river. You mind just waiting for us? This is a duck crossway right here. Duck crosswalk.
And there's a goose falling.
Wow, that one's pretty with all the black and white. And here comes Mr. Canadian. So what bridge was that we just stopped under and made the coffee? 42?
Yeah, I think that was 42.
I didn't even bother looking on maps. Guess the gray skies are prelude to that rain that's supposed to move in tonight. Big open water. That dam holding everything back for the reservoir. Not really my stretch of the river, but to each their own. And you gotta take the good with the bad. Would rather have a more narrow river, wildlife right up on the edge. A little movement to the water, that'd be nice too. Stopped under Bridge 42, made some coffee, changed the batteries out the camera. But I think that dam is, I think it was like 10 miles from where we put in. I don't know, we're 6 or 7 into it now. So, should be coming up pretty soon. Yes. Get up by those orange warning barricades by the dam. Go over on the right. There's got to be a path somewhere. Portage around. I think you got to go up over the bridge though, and then back down. Like up over the road. I don't know how that all works out, but we'll figure it out. Where there's a will, there's a way. So this is the back side of the dam. Long portage. They got the takeout there, and then you come up a grass path, a couple 100 yards, cross over the road. Then you go through a little park, and then you go past the sign that says authorized vehicles only, and down the pavement to where we're at right now. Now I just got to find a spot to get around barricading and such and put back in the water. So back to my kind of river. This is the Scioto south of that dam that makes all the power boating sports possible, and sailboats too. But this is what I consider a river. Beautiful. Not sure where the scenic designation is on this river, but if it keeps going like this, I think it would definitely qualify. Herons sound like pterodactyls or something when they get upset. They screech. There's one sitting right on the edge. Right there. Hey, Mr. Heron. Get out of here, dude. I'm trying to eat. So the bridge is just a bridge, but off in the distance, you could see a whole bunch of cars parked right by water's edge. I think that's the parking lot that you need to go up into in order to get around the reservoir, around the dam, I mean. So after that reservoir, probably get there about 5:30 or 6, I don't know what time it is right now, but I'd like to find a camp spot within an hour. Griggs Dam. Bad news, my craft is taking on water. Came over a sharp rock. Must have been right after the other side of the dam, and cut a gash in the bottom, probably 6 inches long. Must have just caught the corner of a sharp edge, and I've been bailing out in between these two dams, so that's very much a drag, but hopefully something I can fix, because I don't want to get rid of my girl. So they will do this portage here. Doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look as bad as the other one from what I see right now anyways. We'll find out. So when I'd mentioned that my craft was taking on water and it was something that I was hoping I could fix, it was beyond something that I could fix. The years and hundreds of miles of abuse that I put that kayak through, the bottom had just worn to a very thin thickness, and a sharp rock just basically gutted it. Most of it was underneath my seat, and that's why I couldn't see it, but my craft kept filling up with water. So unfortunately, that was the end of that kayak's life expectancy. However, I did find one in Indiana, the exact same kayak, exact same color even, on Facebook Marketplace. And covering Ohio and Indiana for outside sales, I was able to throw that into the truck when I passed through Indiana, and was actually back on the water in 7 days with a new craft that was a replica, an exact replica of the one that I was previously paddling. So that's where we're going to pick up with in the next video, is when we put back into that place at Griggs Dam where we took out. South of Griggs Dam. Looks like some low water, 50 yards downstream. I don't know, it looks like shallow everywhere. I'm just gonna hit it hard and see what happens. So I don't usually talk about reading water. It's something that you just kind of get a sense for. But I have watched a great deal of videos that are of people that are really good in explaining it. But if you'll just look straight ahead of the kayak right now, you'll see that there's a V, just like the same shape as the front of my kayak. And that's really a welcoming V. You can see that there's no obstacle right there to prevent you. It's a way to read the water. It's one of the simplest and one of the first things that I learned about which section of the river to go through when you have that option. Not bad. You guys good? All right. It's a beautiful little spot down here.
It is.
Yeah. That portage around the dam was a whole lot better than I was expecting. Now this is what I call a river. So much better than the reservoir. Tree line comes right down to the edge of the water. Not a quarter mile wide. It was nice to be able to drive down the other side of the dam. I only had to carry the kayaks a few hundred feet to actually put in the water. I was imagining a nightmare portage, but we were able to take the truck down, except for the last few hundred feet. So I'd say the water gets a little bit higher than it is right now. That log didn't just jump up there. That's probably got to be, what, 10 feet at least? Wow. Look at that creature straight ahead. Looks like something on four legs with its head up in the air. I have a Calvin and Hobbes kind of imagination though. Here is the dam. About 5 miles down from Briggs, 5.5, something like that. So we got a little boat ramp here on the left side. So I think we'll go up there, up and across. Definitely in the guts of Columbus now, right next to 670. All kinds of road traffic. Downtown Columbus. Amazing how much less water is on the other side of the dam. Now that we've got past the dam that was holding it all back. Quite a few shallow spots. Have to kind of just pick your routes, work around the shallows. This is really shallow route. Hope it gets better because we're making good time. So weird, paddling on the river, staring at a bunch of skyscrapers. I guess if you live in the Columbus area, you're used to it. It's a new experience for me. All of my rivers are usually surrounded by trees and woods. That deer up there. I don't know if you can see it. Is that the craziest thing? Deer just standing up there on the bridge. So that dam portage was a little interesting, but worked out pretty good. Had to use the tow lines to lower the kayaks down the slope into the water, walk them around to a place we had to get into. And then the bridge right after the dam is a little bit of a homeless camp, I guess. So I think it was close to 10 miles. We got another 5 miles or so till we get below 270. And you gotta try to keep a good pace if you want to hit 25 today. Just past 3 huge pillars. It probably was an old railroad bridge. I wonder if that old railroad bridge got washed out. Can barely hear any traffic. Can't see any houses or buildings on the side. Relatively quiet. Nice islands for camping. Light little rain. Some river food falling down. So beautiful. I wish it would rain tonight while I'm under my tarp in the hammock. Pitter patter of raindrops in my tarp putting me to sleep. Now that's a good time right there. Just past 270, yeah, right about 15 miles or so. So, this must have been the old bridge way back in the day. There's another back in the woods there. You see that other one on the other bank? But if you look behind that one, back in the woods even further, there's a third sandstone pillar back there. I don't know how far this is, maybe down 16 miles or so, but if I were doing it again, I think I'd have chose the left side instead of the right side, because there's just a conglomeration of problems here. Like over there, the current sweeps around, wants to take you straight into those trees. Right here, that current comes back down here, has to hook like a 90, or sweeps you right into this collection of logs and everything right there. Just a nasty mess. That current's moving pretty good. Big rocks right here on the far left. You want to get right. So nice when the water actually assists you in moving forward instead of just still water. So it's about 20 miles below the dam. Not sure exactly what that is, but it must be some kind of treated water because it has a, it's like a chemical tint to it. It's definitely something that has some, what does that smell like, that chemical? It has a weird smell to it. It's got to be coming out of some kind of factory or something. Saying goodbye to campsite number 1. The other battery just died, just swapped it out. Try to make it 25 miles down to an island that's right by a place called Dead Man's Crossing. Such a pretty corridor. The sun's not yet up over the trees. Probably about 9:15 or so. Looks like an old tunnel where the water used to come out. A little collapsed now. Still beautiful. I mean, we haven't seen one fisherman in 18 miles. There's only been 2 or 3 bridges that have actually crossed the river. So we got a late start. Didn't actually get in the water till about 9 o'clock. Stopped around noon. Had lunch. It's about 10 to 2 now. So I don't know if they put that there purposely or the river put them there, but there's got to be, there's at least 2, and then there's wrecks of 2 or 3 other ones up there. The way they're pinned against that log, that tree, I mean, the water could have very well put them there. I would maybe go to the right in between these 2. Go to the right in between those 2. Right there.
Far right?
Yeah, far right.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just a jam. If you want to hit the sandbar, that's an option too. I think I'm just going to try to slide under this section here in front of me. That's the easiest way. You might be able to get through right there, but I'm going to try to slide under this. Yep, I wouldn't recommend that. Wasn't the easiest. There's not a whole lot of flow though, so should be all right, whichever you pick. Just got on the river, 10 after 8. Nice and misty. We got up earlier today. Took us longer to get on the water, but we're starting 45 minutes earlier than yesterday or so. So we got a flow rate of 0.6 miles per hour right now. I don't know if they'll show up. Can you see the deer straight ahead of me? I think maybe that's the mama up there huffing right now. She's right up on the bank on my left, telling her kids to get out of the water. She's like, kids, get off of that water. One of the kids is already on the other side. That was the first one I saw cross way back there. This is a cool scene right here. It's a huge sandbars, big bank. It's almost picturesque of like somewhere out west. Instead of right outside Chillicothe, you know? All right, so we're in Chillicothe, like 15 miles in. Hit the bridge at 50, take a look, see what it's like, and make a decision on the extraction point. It'd be nice to get in another 5 miles, because first day we did 24 something, so yesterday we did 30, so 54, do 20 today. It puts us right on pace for 25-mile days. So we just ran into a guy fishing at the bridge right there. This is 23 ahead of us. And he was saying that there's a boat ramp down here right by Paint Creek. And looks like it'll be our takeout point. So there's the Route 50 bridge. So that bridge is like 17 miles for today.
What was?
That bridge is like 17 miles for today. Right there.
We did 17 miles today?
Yeah.
No way.
Way.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been 5 hours.
Oh. Yeah, it's over 3 miles an hour. That's good.
Right. Uh-huh. I have enjoyed this river. So much of it's just surrounded by acreage, farms. looks like more shallows all the way across. Against the bank, it seems to be moving a little bit. I'm gonna shoot that V that's like 15-20 feet off the bank right there, straight ahead of me, to see if it carries me. Oh yeah, there's plenty of water all the way over at the bank. Another batch of shallows. You see that eagle? So we took out about 5 miles below Chillicothe, and I just could not wait to get down to that river again. But we had some unfinished business up north, so we had to get up to the very top of the route again, put the wheels behind the kayak, do that 2.8 miles, and then that little Scioto River. So that's where we headed to next. All right, so the little Scioto with a little bit of water in it. County Road number 1, and begin the southbound connection to the Scioto. That's par for course right there. I just cut through another one back about 100 yards or so. Reminds me of Killbuck Creek. Yeah, definitely a lot like Killbuck Creek. Except I did Killbuck Creek in the summertime, wading through this water when it gets knee deep. It's a tad bit chilly when it's only like 45 or 50 degrees out, whatever it is. See the deer up there on the shore? Trying to figure out what I am. Love it when they huff like that. Probably, I don't know, 12 or more log jams at least. Quite a bit of drag on the walking, as this little section is right now that I just stopped on. Like 4 miles. So we just went under the Route 23 bridge, and a little deeper water. So that's a little better optimistic view instead of all the log jams we had to go around. So this is what we've been dealing with for a lot of the day. Massive log jams. Sufferfest. This stuff just never ends. little bit more. There we go. Alright, in the water. Spin you back around. It's been log jam after log jam. Just a nightmare. I mean, hard pressed to do 12 miles and it's like 4 o'clock or something like that. But there's an outside chance we can still complete our plan if we have water to paddle tomorrow and we put in a good solid long day. But it's pretty iffy. All it's going to take is another batch of high river bottom, which then makes you drag the kayak. Too bad river bottoms weren't perfectly flat from one point to the other. Then you'd know exactly how much water was on it. You'd never have to stop paddling. But unfortunately, the topography changes. And just as I'm indulging in wishful thinking, another little jam. This one's a little baby jam though. Then again, maybe there's a will, there's a way. All packed up, ready to go. I'm gonna walk that away. Secret location, can't tell you. So Holland Road Bridge, directly across from Marion. What I say it was like a 6 miles, 5 miles straight line to where it hits the Scioto. So depending on what this throws at us, if we can get that 5 miles done in 3 hours, that'd put us at noon to finish up the rest of the Scioto, which should be doable. Man, you talk about log jams and portages, cutting trees out of the river, branches to get through under big logs that fall across. I think we've been at this almost 3 hours and only have like 2¼ miles. It's been a slugfest every step of the way, but on a bright note, we did see our first bald eagles a little while ago. Family lives in this area. Saw one of the mature and one of the immature. See if we can pick our way through this cluster of stuff. I think I might just go up and over. Then Rick can go around. Oh, so close yet so far away. If I get those 2 logs out of the way, I might be able to pull up and over. Hey, I'm gonna try to do a little deconstruction. I've got a couple logs that are crossed right here. I think if I get them out of the way, we can hop over the other one that's laying there. I'd be so glad to get off this little Scioto. Another 5 miles at 1 mile per hour. So there is, I don't know, log jam 21. I have no idea, man. Just quit counting. But it's just up, out, over. Sometimes we can go through, under, like the last one. But this is literally just like 3 football fields down from the last one that we just went under. And there is the Scioto River. Just hit that junction. Looks like the Scioto's got even less water in it than the little Scioto. Back to the little Scioto. Just for, I don't know what it is. Half mile maybe to the actual Scioto. I put in at the exact same spot where I took out before, and the weather is a little bit different now. I think it was 28 degrees. It's supposed to get up to 45 or so today though. Definitely a little brisk. So this is the connection with the Scioto. The snow is melted. Little ice pockets here and there, and along the bank. Hoping to finish these 16 miles quickly. See if you can hear. Sounds like electricity. Isn't that cool? That's just that real thin ice cracking from my waves. The power of the paddle. I heard you. Looking over there for a bird. Didn't even see the ice. Wow, this is frozen. Almost all the way across. Well, right here it is frozen all the way across. Ice cutter. Crazy. Looks like it's totally frozen across. Thought that structure up on the left might have been a bridge when I was quite a ways back. Looks like just a big retaining wall. But could be a whole lot of cracking going on now. Kind of worried about cutting the side of my kayak. That's pretty thick. I wish I would have thought of maybe I'll go to the bank. I'll get like a 5-foot stick where I can break the ice. Wow, that's crazy. Icebreaker. Wonder how often I'm going to encounter this. So I gave up on that ice damming. I'm going to go over here to the bank, pull up. It'll be the first time I've ever had to portage and ice blockage, but all right, let's go up this way. All right. Manageable. Man, that really killed my pace. It's probably 20 to 30 minutes slow down, which really wouldn't matter if I was camping somewhere, but I gotta make sure I get to my takeout in time. I don't know what that's all about. You wouldn't think that a wooden retaining wall would be able to stand up to the flooding and stuff. It's pretty beat up, but for the most part, it's still standing. Looks like there's just a bunch of piled up driftwood and stuff on the other side of it. I got a stick. If this doesn't improve, I'm gonna have to scratch this trip because it's just gonna be an absolute waste of time. Well, there's a bridge. I finally got through all the ice. I gave up the chopping idea. Smashing with the stick that I got didn't work. So I went back to the bank and just used my tow line to drag the kayak across all the ice to get back in the water. And I really hope that is the last section that is set up like that. Put me way behind schedule. Well, I'm very pleased to say that I got through all the ice. What I thought was ice up around that bend wasn't hard enough or thick enough to stop me. I was able to just push and paddle through it. So I've been actually paddling water now. Hey, some moving water. Like the first time all day. You gotta take what you can get. So back on track. So glad I didn't scratch this trip when I hit all those ice fields. Had to do all that smashing and portaging and tow roping. Slowly making up time, so hopefully I'll be able to finish these 16 miles today. Done. 18.2, 7 hours 43 minutes. Golly. And here we are down at 3 Locks Road. 61 miles to go to reach the Ohio for the connection of the lake to the river, the Central connection. Temperature is supposed to be around 45 today. 27 overnight, so might be crashing at a hotel. Where was that spot at where they had all those old cars buried in the riverbank?
I know.
Where was that?
That was south of Columbus.
South of Columbus? Yeah, it had like old pickup trucks and stuff buried in the side of the bank. I wonder if that was their retaining wall. Like they just got some junk cars and piled them up there. And all these sandbars, man, just make for beautiful spots just to pull up during the day, just to have lunch or something. Or, I mean, if you're tenting, you know, you can just set up a tent right there, or heck, all you gotta do is throw your sleeping bag down in the summer. After I finished the L2R Central, that winter, the kayaking deaths, some cold water immersion even, really hit me hard, made me do a lot of thinking. And although I had been lucky enough to not pay the ultimate price for my lack of safe practices while paddling, I simply decided to stop rolling the dice. So now when those same temperatures are present and I'm paddling, I'm in a dry suit. So I hope you give it some thought also, and don't follow the poor example that I set during these videos. Well, the sun is out and shining. Got a few degrees warmer. The scenery is just picturesque. Love seeing all the hills along the river. Water might be too shallow here for the eagles. Haven't seen one lately. We're going over an area that's probably only about 12 inches deep right now. There are channels that are deeper off to the side, but I haven't seen any fishing bird probably for the last hour and a half maybe. So I guess this is bridge 335, and we're approaching the town of Waverly. So that 335 bridge wasn't anywhere near Waverly, but I knew Waverly was the next town after that bridge. We'll go under it, and then right below there is Piketon. Wow, you see where this wants to pull you? Staying away from there. Just cut across the face of it hard. Yeah, real hard, because it wants to pull you in. Woo! Yeah, I'd cut right as soon as you can, because that current gets strong right there. I'll pull you right in. Looks like bridge 220, and Waverly is way up north of this. So we'll take a big S curve, and that's what'll drop us down to Piketon. Weird, right at this last bend. You can hear that water. Angry water. Can't see it because of the glare of the sun. Safe spot is over here on the left though. Looks like there's almost a rock blockade over here on the left that's forcing all the water through to the right side. Such a straight line. It almost seems like a dam, a low-head dam. I don't remember seeing anything about that. Yeah, this whole shelf is built up. Probably 2 foot higher than that. So here we are on the outskirts of Piketon, and right about an hour. We stopped and played a little bit at that, oh, I don't know what you would call it, that rushing water, almost like a self-made dam. Maybe it was actually some kind of dam at one point or another. Had like a 3-foot drop to it. Went down river and looked at it. If it was summertime, I would have ran it after I scouted it. No hydraulic factor or anything like that. Just a huge change in levels. Actually looked like it had a slope to it too. Almost like somebody just piled a whole bunch of rocks one day to keep the water higher on this side. I don't know. But we've got to go up here to hit a bridge. I think it's 23, which is like right by the main heart of town. Should be able to take out at that bridge, go up top. So how cool is this? We come up out of the river, walk up the bridge. I go to a house, see they have a pickup truck, asked them if they could give us a ride up to the Comfort Inn. They said no, so we started carrying them. Then the next thing you know, their brother shows up, picks us up, brings us up here to the Comfort Inn. Slipped him a 20, said thanks. And he said, what time are you guys going back in? I'll be here at 7:30. He's gonna pick us up at 7:30, take us right back to the same place to put us back in the river. I mean, how awesome is that? The guy that gave us a ride last night had his wife come up here this morning and pick us up, and she's going to run us back down to the bridge to put us back in. It's a very crisp morning, heavy frost, and got about 26 miles to make it to our next stop. Or if water's flowing good and we're pushing hard, might just try to blow out the last 35 all the way to the river. Just put it into the river. We took out at this bridge right here, so got to back paddle up to the bridge, get on the other side of it and turn around, so that way we don't jump any water and make it an incomplete path. Alright, so back on this side of the bridge. The river's got a little flow to it. I'm in a dead spot right now by all these logs, but that's a bear to paddle up against it. So I'll wait for Ricky to get up here and then start the mileage again from where we stopped it yesterday and start heading south. I was going to tell myself that next time I need to look at Google Map or Google Earth closer, because we could have just pulled out right here and went up and would have been in town instead of that whole climbing the hill with the kayaks thing we did. That's a nice launch though. Do you see the racks up top where you could hang the kayaks and everything on? I bet you they do like a canoe rental or something right here. Yeah, so we'll just keep the ranks tight until this fog lifts. Because I have like no visibility. I mean, what's that mound? Probably 150 feet. Just have to listen and really pay attention. I wonder if pirate ships are going to come out. That's the James A. Rhodes Appalachian Highway Bridge. About an hour and 20 minutes into it. Oh heck, I already forgot. Short-term memory, man. Let me see, what did I say? 446, so 4.5 miles, an hour and 20 minutes. Not too bad so far. Sun has finally broke through. got high enough to get down onto the river and burn through the fog. Just a beautiful stretch of river. I know I said that before, but a lot of times I hit a beautiful stretch of river and it turns not as good, but this one stayed pretty consistent for a long time. So nice too, just to see hills in the vista. So here we are. Here's the evening's abode. About 25 miles from the last one and about 11 miles from the river. I got a little chicken and dumplings soaking up water right now. Got the AMOC hammock up under there. Nice tarp. And dusk is just now hitting. About 5:30 or so. Yep. And the river's right over there. We're down a little hill. 11 miles to go. Hit the Ohio tomorrow. Still raining. Sometimes heavy, sometimes light. But pretty much always for the last 6 hours or so. A little after 8 o'clock. Nice soaking rain. About 43 degrees, 42. This is the little city of Rushtown. There's some creek or something that comes in over here on the right. Not sure what it is. So I think this section of river, like if I take it as a whole, the 61 miles, that free flow into the Ohio below, I think it was Griggs Dam was the last one up by Columbus. I think it's my favorite stretch of river that I've done yet. Have you noticed, like, seeing all these eagles now, we don't see any kingfisher.
Right.
And then in that area that was like saturated with kingfishers, we didn't see any eagles. I wonder if that's because the kingfisher they go after such small fish, you know, through the shallows and stuff. Yeah. And the eagles need deeper water for bigger fish. Well, here it is, the OHIO. The L2R Lake to River Central connection. Lake Erie to the Ohio River and beyond. A little bit of wind, a little bit of waves. Make us wait for that last little bit. Mr. Coyote showed up at the very end to wish us a congratulatory paddle out to touch the river. Yeah, Ricky! We just saw a coyote right down along that last bend. Showed up to wish us well. Paddles up. Alrighty. Congratulations, my friend. Well, this is it. The mighty Ohio. Wind is whipping now. Made us fight for that last little bit of it. Finally hit the river. There comes our ride. Coming to the rescue. As always. Couldn't have done it without that girl. Every step of the way. See you later, Ohio. Wow. The river, that is.